And good afternoon. This is just a off the top of the head kind of a presentation here. Just some things I noticed changes here. And this is Saturday, so it was a week ago yesterday that I started the Vyvance, and give you sort of a update on all that. I think things are pretty much normalized, stabilized, as far as side effects. And yes, buddy, what do you want? What's up? Oh, you. I've been ignoring my cat too much lately, haven't I? I know, I admit it. Anyway, sorry. Why don't you go play a little bit? I'm gonna do a video here, okay? Can you do that? All right. He's gonna pester me. I know he is. Anyway, update. Anyway, was it? Hey, I know. I do. He hates this. He hates this. He knows. I mean, he's like, why do you sit by yourself in a corner all the time and just make noises and talk to yourself? How do I explain this to him? You know. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got a little distracted there. I'm pretty happy with the way the Vyvance has been affecting me. It is taking a level of anxiety out of my life that I will have to think about it more before I can really talk about it in any way, because it's been subtle, and yet it's definitely noticeable. I mean, subtle in the sense of it's hard to describe. But I do feel like a what do you call it? A hesitance, or a the motivating, getting things started. It sounds so crazy, but I think you go from I need to do this to looking at it and becoming, whatever it is, and becoming overwhelmed. And I think, and it doesn't really matter how big it was. I'll give you an example. I dropped something between my stove and how they set in, and I could smell it. It was like, oh, I got to clean all that out. Well, I would have cleaned it out before. I mean, I would have, because it's stuff that smelled. But it was very natural for me to, right then and there, as soon as I walked in, went, ooh, something smells. I just went ahead and cleaned it up. I mean, it took me 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most. But those are the kind of things that I would come in and go, oh, geez, I got to put my groceries away. And it's easy to think, oh, I'm lazy, but it's more than that. It really is, and it's very hard to describe. I don't know I don't think I've ever had a panic attack or anything like that, but I think it's some sort of a level of apprehension. I mean, it's sort of like it's like you can't differentiate between a small decision and going to, get married and go to college and have 10 kids. I mean, it's like they're all the same. And I'm exaggerating a little. No, I'm exaggerating, but it's that kind of a feeling. It's like, oh my gosh. I'm not, that's not what goes through my head. I'm not saying that, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of, just for some reason, it's like it's just, it doesn't make sense, and I'm not trying to make sense of it. But that's a part of the ADD, or the inattentive ADHD. And this seemed to help. This seemed to help. I've been sleeping better. I've actually been sleeping better. Um, I was sleeping all through the night for the last, up until night before last. I had 2 nights in a row that I just pretty much slept all the way through. I woke up, I was still tired, and slept all the way through. I think what is happening is as that level of anxiety, as I can recuperate from that, having a lifelong level of anxiety like that I'm starting to become more relaxed. I'm starting to become, uh, I've noticed this too, and that is, it's like I have been since I found the neurodiversity. I've been saying, okay, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do things for the better. I'm going to find what I like. I'm going to find who I am. All these things, and that's happening. This is helping it happen more because it's taken away that element of the apprehension. And but this is an interesting note. I'm not sure how to even explain this really well, but one of the things I have noticed is that, and this is happening to me of all places at work, maybe because there's a little more stress at work. Maybe it's a stress related thing. Um, well, I'm going to say not because this is what's been happening. I have found that I have been rocking. I have just there is a level of it feeds into that level of peace and calm, and it's like a meditation. And I I've noticed that I think I probably had rocked for a couple hours yesterday when I came home. I pretty much sat at the computer all evening and rocked. Now I'm just talking about it now. I'm just saying I'm thinking about it. But there's something there. No, that's all I can say. Um, one of the and that's just to make note of that. One of the things too that well, let me back up. One of the reason I bring that up is because it's add to this too. One of the things that I'm feeling more. It's sort of a paradox here. Was that as I become more relaxed, I also tension feels affects me more. So maybe it's because I'm in a more relaxed state that what comes up, and I'm trying to think if this is when the Vyvance is wearing off. Well, it's definitely not. I don't think I feel it in the morning. I'll have to sort of pay more attention, um, but what I've noticed is an increased as because the way the tension hits me now is I feel it almost as a um, it's very neurological. I mean, it's almost a different form of tension. It's almost like a um, it's an anxiety, but it's almost like a feeling of what makes me want to move. It makes me want to. It's like it doesn't feel good to just sit there and feel it, and it's and that's what I think is driving the increased stimming. Um, I mean, I feel it. I won't say it's crawly feeling, but it is a it's not comfortable. Um, I may have to report on this again some other time, but that's increasing too. And this will be interesting because if the Vyvance causes me to feel this more, and then I, for some reason, don't take the Vyvance, does that mean my level goes zoop, and all of a sudden what I was used to at a neurological level of stress and strain that I learned to ignore, if I've all of a sudden become my new norm, that kind of that's maybe a silly um, thing to be considering. I don't know, but you know, I don't want things. I don't want this to make things worse. You know, I guess I'm still concerned about am I doing myself a favor by taking a medication that my body's going to depend on in order to maintain a certain norm that I'll get used to? Because the norm I'm in now and the norm that I was in, if I have to choose between the two, I would choose the norm now. I would. Um, but if I have to go back to that, what would that be like? Is this what people, I guess I'm concerned with reading about some people's reviews of the Vyvance. It's like, oh my God, yeah, it was great, but once I had to get off of it, it was hell. That scares me. It really does. It does. I'm only a week into it. Um, I'll talk with other people too. If anyone else has any experience with that, please leave your comments. But so that's sort of interesting. Oh, and one other thing I want to add too is that one of the things I'm going to try, well, I don't know if this is the time and place, but I've got some other projects I want to do. I know that a very, very strong feeling I had when the whole neurodiversity issue came to light in my life was that I felt a very strong need to give this whole experience meaning. And to me, what that means is helping other people in some way that are neurodiverse, whether it's finding you're neurodiverse, whether it's getting through the helping, like this, hoping this video is helping some people get through the process of discovering and working through their neurodiversity. And I think the biggest help for people is going to be just the community, getting out in forums and stuff. But I still make these. I don't know if I'll do them for forever or if this is something that's going to be short-lived, you know. Because I think it's, I mean, I don't know what else what changes are coming. I guess I'll report on how this has changed my life and be something that will be sort of ongoing. There's only, like, I have 17 members now, and you know, I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look at the statistics and see how many of you are actually watching. I know how many are watching. That's on there, but you know, how many of you are getting something out of it? Please let me know. You know, if you're watching it, please just say, yeah, that was stunk, or I mean, anything. Feedback's always good, even if it's a criticism, you know. And but anyway, here I am, 13 minutes in. Try to keep them short around this time. That's sort of the update of Vyvance and where I am in my journey. I hope all of you are doing well in your journeys, and please leave feedback, comments, whatever. And if you know people that this might help, please pass it on. You know, I mean, I'm not looking for numbers. It'd be nice to have, you know, I've got a guy actually that was from this area that started a channel on space weather. He's up to 350,000 members. I mean, this is no small task he's doing. He's put a lot of work into this, and you know, he put out a video every morning he puts out a video on space weather, and he had 18,000 have already viewed it. Huh? Isn't that amazing? But you know, I mean, I'm not putting out anything I don't think it's going to be that interesting. I mean, it's not that big of an audience to begin with. But anyway, it helps. Any encouragement or feedback. I've got one gentleman that writes constantly. It helps, you know. So, but anyway, this is my journey, and thank you, and we'll talk to you later.